We are in my brand new office that is currently being built. It's not done yet. And one of the things that we've come across that we find is becoming an issue when moving into any new space is that the audio is terrible. And so today in this video, we're gonna be talking about how to treat a room acoustically. And we have here our good friend, Brendan, by the way.
Guys, this room sounds terrible.
So bad. You hear that?
Look at this, we got blank walls, okay? We got a window, we got blank walls, we got blank walls, we got blank walls, we got blank walls, we got a flat floor, okay? Problems.
Sounds awful. And so what we're gonna be doing today is acoustically treating the entire room to show you step by step everything we would do to make this room tighten up and be great for recording audio, like we're hearing right now, and for mixing audio as well in post. But before we do that, big thanks to Storyblocks for sponsoring this video. Storyblocks is a great service for when you're in need of a quick video clip for B-roll, or an After Effects template, or a motion background. The thing I personally love and use Storyblocks for is their title animation After Effects presets. To quickly up the production value of one of your edits, I'll often use one of their title animation presets, like the one you saw at the beginning of this video, which give your edit a much more professional feel with minimal time and effort. I highly recommend looking into Storyblocks video to up the production value of your videos, and you can do so by clicking on the link in the description below, or go to storyblocks.com/Parker to learn more about Storyblocks video. But let's now acoustically treat this room. We're gonna break it down into like 5 steps that you would do to come into an empty room like this. This is a 10 by 12 room, 10-foot ceilings, a little bit taller ceilings than normal, but it's pretty much a box. And a lot of you guys are dealing with rooms like this, and I'm seeing videos of your guys's where your visuals look great, but your audio sounds terrible. There's tons of reverb and it's annoying to listen to, like what you're hearing right now. And so we're gonna show you how to make that come together nice and tight and up that audio quality of your videos as well. Brendo, quick question. I always get asked, what should people buy to sound treat a room?
Yes.
And we're gonna try to do it as cheap as possible.
So yeah, as cheap as possible. In an ideal world, you would like get insulation and treat the actual walls themselves so they'd be soft walls, so they're treated in depth. You wouldn't have this gross material. Or you would get those thick panels like you see, and those have insulation and with the acoustic fabric on them. But people can't afford that, or they don't have time to make those things.
So what's our cheap option?
Our cheap option is gonna be foam. So follow me. Ta-da! We got foam. We got 3-inch foam. We got bass traps. We got 1-inch foam. We got 3-inch foam. We got foam. We got foam.
Here's a 1-inch foamer. Compare that to 2-inch foam.
2-inch foam.
Compare that to 3-inch foam. And what's the difference between these? Why are we going thicker?
When you pull up Amazon or whatever, you're gonna say, well, this is the cheapest and it's all foam, so I'm gonna get that. Here's where that's a bad idea. The thicker the foam, the deeper the frequencies that it traps. That's why these bass traps, look at this. Super thick, super dense. So the bass waves are a lot longer waves, and they will get trapped in this more than this.
When you say trapped, you mean they're not gonna reflect?
Yes.
And reflection is what causes reverb?
Yes.
Which causes bad audio.
So if you get a whole bunch of these 1-inch foams, it will help treat the high frequencies, but what you'll do is you'll create a box buildup. And all those frequencies that you're filtering out up high, it'll start to jumble and just sound like a super boxy, gross room. So you want to make it a balanced room. So a lot of people feel like if their room is going to be sound treated, it has to be completely dead and any reflections are really bad, which is not the case. Kind of comes down to preference at that point. So the room that we're doing today, the artist does want really dead. Tanzo.
10 grand.
So don't feel like you have to spend as much as we're doing on this room. You don't have to treat it as much. Any treatment will help. And we're gonna take you through those steps so you can plan what works for your budget and your room.
All right, so step 1, some guys would say bass traps is the most important thing to do first. We're gonna start with the walls first. We're gonna grab our 3-inch foam here. Again, if you can't afford thicker, you can go thinner, but ideally you're getting, I would say at least 2-inch. I wouldn't go with the 1-inch.
I wouldn't get 1-inch.
So at least 2-inch, ideally look for 3-inch thick. It's gonna get more expensive. We'll show you links in the description where you can buy all the foam we'll be using and kind of budget out what you can afford. Okay, now before we put the foam up, first we're going to be running some tests so you can hear what it's gonna sound like before and after treating the room.
We're gonna put a speaker in this corner, play a song. We'll listen to how it sounds with music playing, and then also we'll do some speech with me and Parker. So what we're gonna be simulating is what it sounds like from this perspective, which is kind of back of room, and then right here, which is your mix position. And I understand this isn't a perfect test by any means, but it's just to give you an idea. So we'll listen to like what, 5-10 seconds?
Yeah, and the reason we're doing this is because when you're mixing music, what I have found, just recently when I left my basement, I had it acoustically treated to some degree, and then I moved a ton of stuff out to bring into here and went to mix some stuff again, and all of a sudden things sounded really reverby in what I was listening to, and I'm like, whoa, this audio sounds way bad now. And it wasn't the audio, it was the fact that it was reflecting in my room. And so you would make changes to the audio and mix it depending on what you're hearing, but if it's not accurate, you're mixing according to your room and not according to what the sound you're actually getting from the audio. So that's why it's absolutely crucial to treat it.
Yeah, basically you can triple the investment of your speaker price if you treat your room, because what you're hearing out of your speaker and reflecting in your room is going to impact your decisions on how you finalize your music or finalize your video.
So you'd say before upgrading to better speakers, you would upgrade the acoustically treated room first.
100%.
Great tip. All right, cool. Test it out. What are you hearing?
There's no focus. It's completely out of control. The bass is really floppy. There's a lot of clogginess and gross just things going on. It doesn't represent the music how the artist intended it to be made.
Vocal test. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. This is how my audio sounds with the mic about 3 feet away.
This is how my audio sounds with the mic about 1 arm reach.
Mine is half an arm reach away.
Mine is 1 arm reach away.
My arms are bigger.
They are. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is just listen how long it takes for the reverb to decay. And this isn't any scientific test, it's just a ballpark, okay? Here we go. One more time. Okay.
20 seconds.
About 23, pretty close. He's
long
got the arms,
time.
I've got the brains. So there's a number of ways that you can mount foam. You can mount it with prayers and good vibes, or you can mount it with glue and 3M stickies. The 3M stickies are the most expensive option, but in the long run, they're the cheapest. And the reason I say that is, if you pull the foam off of your wall and it has glue, it will ruin your wall and it will ruin your foam. So not only will you have to replace the wall, you'll have to replace your foam. So 12 feet.
We're gonna try and make this symmetrical and actually look good. That's the center of the room.
Do you wanna know a life hack?
What?
Put tin foil right in there.
Why? What are you talking about? So we just did some measurements of the desk, and the desk plus where the speakers are gonna be to the tweeter point.
The tweeter point is 44 inches right here. Center would be, ta-da! One thing that I'll do is lay out across the room to kind of give an idea, both cosmetic and practical, how it would work to lay out. So join us as we peel apart foam. Hashtag the most satisfying video you've ever seen. Right? What I told Tanner originally was to do like 2 on top of each other, kind of like this. I think these should go ceiling.
One question with the window, what do
Yes.
you recommend for that? Just a thick curtain?
Yes, curtains do wonders. So in my studio, it's actually a live room, and then it has a ton of curtains in it. And so when I record live, then I draw the curtains. It treats it super well.
Yeah, so we're not gonna do that today, but just
Yeah.
know we're gonna be putting a curtain up here later. A nice thick curtain.
Would it look good to do these here, or should we put the 2-inch here and then put these 3 inches over on this wall?
For filming reasons, because we're gonna be filming this way, probably put it on that end.
You got it. That's a great tip. Whatever we're saying right here, it's all really good practice and it's all really good to do, but don't feel like
This is the only way to do it.
Especially for a project studio, you don't have to get down to the nitty gritty.
Keep this in mind, we're gonna be having these here, so spacing wise between that.
Yeah, so this is why I like to lay it out. So you can kind of visualize like, well, this won't work. You don't have to mark everything. In this scenario, like I said, we're gonna do more of a dead room. So we're gonna go actually floor to ceiling on these bass traps. But if you can't afford that, or it doesn't make sense to, get some in the bottom, get some in the middle, and get some at the very top. So one thing that I do with my bass traps at home, and you don't have to do this, I actually don't have them tacked to the wall in any way. I just stack them that way.
Interesting.
Because I really don't care about the cosmetic. Since we're gonna be filming, it does help to kind of tidy them up. And I guess now we're doing the bass traps first.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Whoa! Whoa! So what we're gonna do, I didn't know when the plans were sent over that the door was in the corner, so we're actually going to adhere the 2, right? We could get
we'll get
2
two,
there. Yeah,
for
we'll get
sure.
2 up in that corner. You guys, it is night and day
Much
already.
different.
And nothing is even hung. So you
nice.
might be thinking, this can't make that much big of a difference.
Well, let's see.
Oh, well, here we go.
I'm in love. That's never something you'd be thinking of.
Perfect. Perfect. Here's what we're hearing. Bass is a lot tighter. The music is a lot more defined, and I can hear a lot more of what's going on. Clarity's coming out. Okay, quick vocal test.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the audio you're hearing from my voice with the microphone about 2 or 3 feet away. You know, it's interesting. As I'm hearing myself talk, I feel like I'm having to talk louder because before, talking semi-quietly, it sounded so much louder.
Yeah.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4. This is how my audio sounds with the mic about 3 feet away.
Well, and what's funny about an untreated room is you have to keep yelling over yourself because it just keeps building up. So yeah, the more you treat a room, the actually quieter that you can start talking.
That is nice.
Perfect. Moving on to the walls. So 5 feet is there. And if these are 6 feet, then that leaves us 4 feet on each side. So if we put a foot, panel, foot, then that would look and sound really great. So we'll start with our middle one.
Let me grab you a ladder.
So we're gonna get a ladder and we're gonna start at the top. So while Parker's grabbing the ladder, let me show you the trick with these 3M things. Okay, so look at this. So this is like hard Velcro, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna stick them together first. Now, since this piece is so like light and small, I'm only gonna use one. So you peel off here, really push on that thing. You want that thing on there, okay? We're going to peel this off. We're gonna push it on here as tight as we can. We're gonna just really tap that in. So again, we're really gonna push this on. Make sure it's super nice and tight. Okay, so Parker wants to start with just 2. Great, he's an economical man. I love it. So we're gonna make sure that's lined up. We make sure we like it. Then we're gonna peel off these little things. All right, so we're really gonna massage this into the wall. Don't be afraid to kind of push on the foam. It will take its shape back. So now we're going to get, yep, Parker knows what's up. We're going to put this here. Look at that! 1 done! So now we've got our wall stuff up. We've got our bass traps. We have these 3-inch thick and was it 3 feet long? 3 feet long. 3 feet long, 3-inch thick. We've got one over there. We've got these here, those there. Bass traps up in that corner with the door because we can't really fill it out there. And then we threw some of these 2-inch thick 1x1s here. And then of course right here, we're doing what we can, right? And then we have this big window. So this is our music test with nothing on the ceilings, no rug, no furniture. Ready?
I'm in love. That's never something you'd be thinking of.
To me, it sounds a lot tighter. It's a lot cleaner. Again, the same kind of things. It's just getting more and more defined, and it sounds like music rather than a big wash.
Let's get us some vocal tests.
Vocal tests.
This is my voice talking about 2 or 3 feet away. Test 1, 2, 3. Definitely tightened up.
Yes.
Quite a bit. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. This is check 1, 2, 3, 4. This is vocals are filling and sounding a lot better to me. We're still hearing a little bit of right up here. You kind of hear that.
Let me.
Yeah,
see if
please.
we can-
You kind of hear that go.
It's like kind of springy and tinny sounding. So what we're gonna do is we're getting a lot of stuff in this corner, kind of these blank spots up there a little bit, but the biggest thing that we're getting is these bouncing right here. And so we're going to stick some treatment up in there.
So this is going on our ceiling. These are 2x4s. These are giant guys. They're not as pretty. That's why we're putting them on the ceiling. But we're gonna put one right here, up in between those lights, and we're gonna cut a third in half and put it on either side of this.
And there. Yep. So the thing about the ceiling ones is you're gonna need a lot more of the stickies because gravity is fighting against you.
Let's go this way a little bit.
I would ask that you don't do that, please. Thank you. No care for my stuff. Look at this. Now we're crushing Mike Mogami. All right. Okay, 1 A crate is up. This is acoustic ASMR. The key is to chew. So yeah, okay, so let's point this mic at the ceiling, how we had them. Now let's take a listen to that clap. Parker, clap for us.
Much tighter. Up there is where you're hearing it.
But it's way less. So we could get one guy here, one guy here. So we'll go one here and one there. Maybe let's get one above the door, just kind of to match this guy over here. And then I think we're set.
I'm in love. That's never something you'd be thinking of.
So yeah, just like every other test, it just has got tighter, more defined. This room could be a lot more perfect. It's almost a perfect box, which is terrible, but we did the best we could, and it already sounds that much better.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my audio with the mic about 2 feet away. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. This is check 1, 2, 3, 4. This is test 1, 2, 3. I love it. That is night and day. Last step, now we're just gonna throw down carpet, thicken the ground a little bit. So if you guys have hardwood, like cement or wood or something, that's gonna be super reflective, so you'll definitely need a carpet. Yes. This is already carpet, but it's a very thin commercial grade carpet. Yes.
Again, the biggest thing that we're looking for here is mass. So if there's mass in a room, that's going to absorb sound in some fashion. So if you have a thick rug, it'll absorb the sound in some way. So it's not just cosmetics. So for being a studio, yep. So this guy's about like an inch and a half. It's really fuzzy and nice. Got on Amazon.
I like it.
See that? So we don't have our mics in here right now because we needed to bring in the rug, but that really helps.
It did.
Like, it's shocking how much that helps.
Desk
so
is in.
Here's what we're wanting to do. We want to create a triangle. So we've got the Yamaha HS8s up on this desk, and we've got some, I believe these are RLX monitor pad stand isolation thingies. So what we're gonna do is try and create a equilateral triangle between speaker distance on the tweeters and also facing the head. So basically what that means is we wanna measure here to here, which looks like we're at 40 inches, and then here, which would put our head, if the person were to scoot in, would that measure up to 40? Pretty much. So, job well done. So yeah, essentially what that does is that helps you get a very equal image on your speakers. So you want to have them kind of shooting a little bit right behind your ear. You kind of gauge the look, make sure they're even, which these look like they are. In a normal scenario, if we had a longer room, what we'd want to do is pull the desk back from the wall to give these speakers a little bit of room to breathe. But because we don't have a super deep room, this is going to have to do.
So that's pretty much the basics of sound treating a room. All in all, I did the math. We have about $700 to $800 worth of acoustic foam. Half of that, more than half of that, is the fact that we lined the entire top to bottom 10 feet ceilings with the bass trap. So that was about $400 or $500 just the bass trap. So not including all the bass traps, extensive bass traps, you're looking at maybe $300 or $400 worth of acoustic foam. We'll compare right now, cut to a shot at the beginning. It'd be great for recording audio, like what you're hearing right now, and for mixing audio as well in post. And now, what you're hearing with it acoustically treated. So that's gonna make it so that Tanner, who's gonna be using this desk, he's gonna be recording a lot of vocals. And so now he's gonna be able to have a lot cleaner vocals so that he can be mixing a much better sounding vocal that doesn't already have reverb built into it. These are important things, guys, to be able to get clean audio and to be able to edit clean audio. And Brendo, any last thoughts?
Take it more serious.
I would absolutely agree. I'm shocked by how many successful YouTubers are out there, or successful artists, successful filmmakers that don't take the time to acoustically treat. I mean, if you're on set somewhere and you're running gun, obviously you can only do so much, but if you have the ability, if it's your own studio, your own office, take 10 minutes and take $300 or $400 to acoustically treat your room, and we've given you a lot of awesome tips today to do that. Well, that's it, guys. To check out more about audio, it's half of the viewing experience, people. Check out That Audio Guy, a filmmaker's guide to audio. Brendo teaches a whole course on this stuff for filmmakers. Check out Brendo's course. It'll be linked in the description to check out more about becoming a pro at capturing and editing audio. Also, make sure to check out Full-Time Filmmaker to learn more filmmaking tips and tricks like this. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to Brendo's channel at That Audio Guy. And if you have any further questions, please let me know.
I'm in love. That's never something you'd be thinking of. My in time, I'll be the one you.
Great.